Coming at you live from Port Alisair, this is Cypher's Retro Gaming News, tonight's top stories, with your host, the one and only Cypher.
Thank you, Bob. Welcome to the Cypher News channel, covering everything in retro gaming and beyond in our brand new studio live from Port Alisair. And to kick things off today, Retroid is in a bit of hot water with the notoriously irascible SBC gang, what appears to be a conversation on Discord with some of the devs, an apparent issue with the new Retroid Mini. The issue comes with the console itself, as it outputs at a resolution of 960p while the panel, driver, and chipset is unevenly stretching that 960p resolution to a 1280p panel. This issue seems to be prevalent everywhere in the device, and it's unfixable unless Retroid allegedly makes big hardware changes, which some believe they won't. And what was once backed by a guarantee of the ability to get a refund, Retroid seems to be walking back on their promises, as one user received this email stating they may have overcommitted in their discussions on Discord, and their original intention was to, quote, further enhance the device. They go on stating that they never officially advertised or promoted it in their product details or marketing material. Sentiment seems to be split among the Retroid community, as some were quick to point out that the grass isn't much greener with other companies within the retro handheld scene. One going as far as mentioning how Mii Mini screens were literally falling out, while others claimed that they have experienced a much smoother return process with companies like Ambernick. Regardless, it seems like a bad move to sell a product for around $200, promise refunds, make your customers wait, only to backtrack completely, especially when they just unveiled another handheld in an already oversaturated market, the Retroid Classic. As of now, Retroid has announced that the system will come in multiple colors similar to the Game Boy Color lineup, as well as tease us with a version with, well, an extra pair of face buttons. It makes me wonder if that's a specific version that's different to the others, or if they're adopting some type of modular design. Only time will tell. This new device will feature a 3.92-inch AMOLED screen with a resolution of 1240 by 1080 and a brightness level of 500 nits. The jury is still out on what will power the device, some speculating this might ship with a Snapdragon 865, however that begs the question, why have a system that powerful to play retro games PS1 and below, because anything above one may want a joystick or two to make use of a system that can clearly play those higher demanding titles. But for many, the idea of having 6 face buttons set up is ideal for arcade fighting games and the potential of running older games at higher resolutions. But with that aspect ratio, it's hard to imagine anything running natively without adding those hideous bezels. Next up, some news from the video game industry proper. Companies like Nintendo no longer find much to be threatened by from the emulation industry, as latest polls show the majority of its consumer base are not actually playing their games at all, and are rather now taking part in the never-ending chase to find their endgame system. Most consumers in this market own more than 3 emulation systems, and have yet to complete a single game on their respective machines. The small majority of those who actually use their systems as they were intended are shrinking by the minute, as Ambernick is soon to announce another system. Amazon Prime users, make your way over to Prime Gaming, as the next batch of free games to toss into your dusty backlog never to be played are now available. Saints Row the 3rd Remastered, glad I didn't buy that during the last Steam sale, Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, and Crime Boss Rockay City finally capitulated and reduced their price to a fair price of $3.99. Might give that one a few minutes. And there's another game available that I never heard of, so make sure to add all these free games to your never-ending collection. Epic, not wanting to be left out, is also giving away their free games, The Were Cleaner or whatever, an isometric game where you play as Kyle, a werewolf who takes on a job that pushes him into a night shift job, and it's his job to not kill anyone. It's a stealthy puzzle game. I played it for a few minutes, and I thought it was entertaining, whatever. As well as Them's Fighting Herds, a little play on words there that will also probably sit in my backlog for the rest of eternity, but it's rated E for everyone, so if you have kids, this might be a good game to snag before it disappears. years. Next up is the excitement around the GKD Pixel 2. We are still waiting to receive our review unit, however, from early reviews, it seems like one of the most interesting handhelds to be released thus far in 2025, as its size really lends itself to portability and makes the most sense why you would add yet another device to your collection. The fact that many who already own devices like the Brick or the Miu Mini Plus may not want to add that to their EDC loadout, especially as these items can be looked upon as collector's items. You might want to keep those in mint condition, while the GKD Pixel features an all-metal design, and because of its small size, this might be the perfect EDC handheld that you can just keep in your pocket while you're out and about. And with that all-metal design, I wouldn't worry much about damaging it, so once we receive that unit, a full thorough testing will commence and I'll report back. Good news in the Windows handheld scene, Joseph from Winhanced has been busy working on their software that makes your Windows handheld feel less like a Windows handheld and more streamlined like the Steam OS. The goal of Winhanced is to make the Windows experience as automated and as beautiful as possible. Currently, with the release of their early access, it only proves how promising this new development is, especially as many of the new handhelds that blow the Steam Deck out of the water in terms of performance has always suffered with the user experience when it comes to navigating around the system using the Windows front end. The Winhanced overlay in-game can be easily accessed with a single push of a button, and you now have a new menu that features accessing a controller remapping screen, allowing users to customize their button mapping like SteamOS, as well as access to a command center which features performance profiles to control TDP. If this is something interesting to you, definitely check out Winhanced as they're making quick progress. And with that concludes today's episode of Retro Gaming News. Make sure to like and subscribe for more retro gaming news content in the future. And like always, I'll see you next time.